Well, it was good to talk. We've had this chat a few times, but I guess your career is in a really interesting position now. You're ready to push on and get the games.
Yeah, absolutely. The main goal now is to come back and be number one, starting in August and get the ball rolling. I think time to build on last year. I think I put myself in a really good position to do it.
And what you achieved last year out on loan is what you and the club have been aiming for the last 2 or 3 years, really. I guess with previous times it's perhaps not worked out, but it really clicked for you last
year. Yeah, again, COVID killed the last 2 seasons. Found it difficult to get out because seasons stopped and started, and it was a tough one. So I had to bide my time, but it feels like it was the perfect time to do it. And now, 52 games later, I'm in a much better position.
Yeah, talk to us about Russell and the season you had, because at one stage there was probably maybe 20 and a bit places between these two teams, really. They were flying at the top of the division, and that must have helped you as well.
Yeah, I mean, towards Christmas, over that sort of winter period, we'd really picked up and got some consistency, and the team itself was performing well. I was performing well, so it was a really good place to be, a really strong place to be. Momentum shifted towards the end, but maybe that was an accumulation of games and tired bodies. But again, overall, the season was fantastic, and achieving playoff semi-final, and getting to the Senior Cup final and the League Cup semi-final. It was a good year to be there.
And like you said, an enormous amount of games as well. It's like as if no other loan spell you could cram that many in, but you managed it.
Yeah, I think we spoke over the whole season, didn't we, about how many games we were up to. I think it was 35 before Christmas or 40 before Christmas. So it was a good stretch of games in that short period of time.
And really strange, and we said this kind of after Guiseley when you played here, that you ended up being a part of the squad in 2 playoff campaigns, and disappointment in the end in both, sadly.
Yeah, and I suppose that's football, and probably maybe didn't expect to be involved as heavily as I was coming back here. But again, great experiences. I mean, I've been involved in 2 or 3 now with us, and unfortunately been on just fell short, unfortunately. But we want to take that 1 step further this year, 2 steps further even, and we really want to go and get promoted.
And that's the feeling very early, isn't it now, in the sense that we've experienced the feeling of finishing a season, which we haven't had for 2 or 3 years with COVID, like you mentioned earlier, but now everyone's determined to take that extra step.
Well, of course, the club's ambitious, the gaffer's ambitious, the players are ambitious, so now the next step is to go and do it. Have to go and do it.
And how is that for you, kind of from a goalkeeping perspective? Because you don't necessarily get the glory of scoring the goals gets you, but I guess clean sheets and defensively, that's arguably the basis on which you do potentially win leagues or get promoted or whatever.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They say clean sheets win leagues. If you're not conceding goals, you're getting points out of the game, and the accumulation of points over the season and big wins and tight wins are the ones that are going to get you promoted.
It feels like a very short close season this year, so you have to get your rest into the legs very quickly, I suppose. But is that also a good thing in the sense that that momentum's still there?
Yeah, I suppose it is. I haven't really thought about it like that. It does feel quite short. Obviously, the playoffs were quite late, but we just have to do what we can in from the last game of the season to the first day of pre-season and be as ready as we can be.